Welcome to Bits and Pieces Quilting. Today, Jason and I have traveled to see Mom, and as we always do when we get together, we're gonna sew. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Michelle, and I have my mom, Mary. Hi, Mom.
Hi.
We are back together again, and as we always do when we get together, we are going to sew. I'm really excited because I get to work with someone else's fabric collection. Mum has some really fun camping fabrics, and I'm really interested to dive in and see what we can make with these. Mum has also been really busy over the last few months, and I've got two great quilts to show you. So stick around to the end, and we'll get Mum to tell you about those two quilts that she's worked on her own. But for now, let's dive into this project. For this project, I'm super excited to dive into these camping fabrics. Mom has had these for a little while. She's made a couple projects out of them, but there's lots and lots and lots of leftovers. So the challenge is to make something really interesting with these really, really fun fabrics. And I have in my head a carpenter's star. I think the big scale of these would suit a large scale carpenter's star. So I'm going to look around for a free pattern. I might use Donna Jordan's, but I think Missouri Star might also have one. And then we'll look at the sizing, of course, and perhaps size it for the look that we're going for. Carpenter stars are usually square. So a big square quilt, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I'm keen to dive in. There's loads and loads of yardage of all of these. So we have a plan. It's a very exciting plan. I looked up Donna Jordan's Carpenter's Wheel, which I really loved because it has that extra, I'll put a photo in here of Donna's. It has that extra round, that extra layer of starburst around the Carpenter's star. So that's what I really wanted to do. But I didn't want to make it as large as Donna's. So here is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put in a photo that I of the diagram that I did in pre-quilt. So I've used three different backgrounds. I'm going to use the dark green and the orange, but I'm also going to add some of that creamy white just to break up the movement, just to break up your eye, just to break up all the green and orange. I think it's going to look really, really smart. Then I've transferred it here into Mum's notebook, and I dug out some of her markers to figure out how many of each of the different half square triangles that we're going to need, plus some of the square blocks. I was trying to find analogous markers, but these are what I ended up working with. So we have a plan. I'm going to cut my squares 6 inches, making half square triangles, which will get squared to 5.5 inches, which will end up 5 inches in the quilt. It's a 12 by 12 layout for 60 inches square. It's going to look spectacular. I can't wait to get cutting. So these are all the pieces for the carpenter's wheel. I went through the computer diagram and then also my paper notes, and I think I have enough pieces. I will write this up as a full pattern, and you'll be able to download it from my website at www.bitsandpiecesquilting.com. And of course, if I've made any mistakes between now and then, I'll be sure to correct them in the written pattern. So I hope you'll go and download that. So I'm deep into half square triangle production. I think there's 144 half square triangles in this project, so that's a lot of triangles to cut and square. So these ones are the ones that are sewn, a 1/4 inch on either side of the diagonal line I've drawn down the back of one of the pairs. Then cut them apart and then square them up to 5.5 inches. So my production line is underway. Those ones are squared, these ones are being cut, these ones still have to be cut, and those are the solid pieces that go into some of the corners of the project. So progress is underway. Here we are at Production Central. Mum is sewing away, working away on the 9 patch blocks. Give a little wave to everybody. Hi, Mom. And I am going to start the layout for the Carpenter's Wheel. So I've got all of the 8 different half square triangles all sewn up, pressed, and squared up. I've got the design up here on my tablet. And the way that Donna Jordan does this is exactly the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to divide that image in 4. I'm going to build each quadrant separately and then put the whole thing together. So I think I have enough space here to lay out my 6 by 6 quadrant. I'm going to use my tablet as the guide. We're going to start to put this together. Meanwhile, Mom's going to keep working on the disappearing 9-patch blocks. And much faster than I anticipated, that is the first quadrant. That is the 6x6 layout. It's really useful to have the tablet there to guide me. And of course, Mom's inspiration here as she's sewing away on the the project for the next video. I'm a little concerned about the contrast, but Mom thinks it's gonna be all right. And we're here anyway, so we're gonna sew it together no matter what. But what I think I'm gonna do now is I'm actually going to put, this is just one of each 6x6. I'm actually gonna put the other 3 right on top. So all 4 quadrants are all gonna be stacked one on top of the other. And then I think I'm going to web them, which means I'm going to put these 2 together, and then these 2 and these 2 and these 2 and these 2 all the way down. Then take that pairing and then add the 3rd one, 4th one, 5th one, 6th one, and then sew the rows together. That way I won't mess up the placement of each of the blocks, and then I'll just do that 4 times through each of the 4 quadrants. Time to kick Mom off the sewing machine so that I can start to sew these together. And quick as can be, all 4 pieces are all stacked up. So these are all piles of 4 blocks. And I don't know if you can hear the whirring of the sewing machine. Mom's winding some bobbins for me so that the sewing machine is going to be all prepped and ready to sew. This is coming together really quick. Making the half square triangles took a minute. And then of course squaring them up also took a minute. But this is coming together much faster than I thought. I think we're going to have this together just in a few hours this afternoon. So stand by. Can't wait to show you. So Mom's holding the last quadrant and it's all webbed together. But what I need to do is figure out how it's going to fit with these pieces down here. These are the other 3 quadrants. These 2 are sewn together already. That one I figured out the pressing strategy so that that will all nest in there. And so now what I need to do is figure out how to press the last piece so that it nests along this edge as well as this edge. So I'm going to get down on the floor and check and see which way all those seams are going and see if I can't get the last quadrant nested together properly. That'll dictate how I press the rows before I sew the rows together. And then this is coming together. I am still a tiny bit concerned about the contrast, but I think that there's so much fun things, so many fun things to look at. All the little camping paraphernalia, all the little tents and campfires and boots and shovels and all the things that you need for a good camping trip. So it's looking really cute. I think as well, we were talking about perhaps putting a little orange border or maybe a 3.5-inch orange border around the outside just to bump it out a smidge and to let that center medallion really, really shine through on its own. Thanks so much for watching this video on the Carpenter's Star. I hope you had fun. I think it's turned out beautifully. But I also wanted to show you some of Mom's other quilts. So Mom, you've got 2 that you've finished. You want to tell us about them?
Well, I did a tumbling blocks in all the fall colors. I think there was about 50 different material. And the other one I did was Hills and Valley.
One of my patterns.
One of Michelle's. One of the hills and valleys that I'm really happy with is the autumn colors. I normally did the hills and valleys in Christmas material. And I just gave away my last Hills and Valley Christmas one to a gal who celebrated her 60th birthday, and she fainted.
Oh no!
When I gave it to her.
Oh,
and she just could not believe that I would give her this quilt.
Oh, what a beautiful gift. See? Quilters got to give quilts. This is why we make them. This is why we love them. What a great story, Mom. That must have been a really exciting day.
It was
once she woke up from her faint, of course. Holy cow.
And
so this has been a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to show you Mom's other quilts. But we have another project planned, so stay tuned till next week so you can see part 2 of this, because there's a lot more of that fabric to work with. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget to make the most of your fabric bits and pieces.